Hello, everybody. Hi, and welcome to Underground Video Network's Behind the Counter. Michael Boroff here, as with me always is Richard Catterjohn.
Hello.
Actually, this time we are far from a counter, aren't we, Richard?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're not down at Alter Ego this week.
No.
We're actually out on the road, and we're at Gem City Comic Con.
Love the Gem City Comic Con. This is what, our 5th year down here?
Yeah.
That's right. So, stay tuned. We've got a good packed show for you, Richard.
We're going to do our normal show. Crap.
As you people understand, here's what you're going to understand about why this man is as brilliant as he is.
I'm a good editor.
He is a fantastic editor. You're going to see some raw, unedited, cut that, and
Okay.
cut that.
This is what I wanted to say. Welcome
This
to
is
the
actually going to be
20th
his
anniversary.
resume to a professional editing job. He's like, look, I took this piece of crap and made it into this. And I'm like, you're hired. So, let's go ahead and start the show. This is where we cue the graphics.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. Special graphics. I mentioned he made those too.
Okay.
All right, welcome back, Richard. We're here at Gem City.
Yeah, this has been a great show again. We've walked around a little bit already today. This is our noon panel. We've been really promoting this.
Yeah.
I'd like to welcome everybody in the studio audience.
Yeah, all 4 of you. Woo! Give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah. It must have been raining outside. Oh. So, Richard, we got some news.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hit that news.
Okay, first up, you wanted to do about the Doctor Who stuff.
Yes. Oh, how could I not? Big news in the Doctor Who community was the announcement of a new companion. The companion in question is Jenna Louise Coleman. If you haven't seen her yet, just Google her name. Believe me, she'll pop up. She is beautiful. She has, not only is she beautiful, she just the pictures you've seen of her so far, she has that air about her that just makes you feel like she's going to be a wonderful companion.
Oh, the picture looks great.
Oh yeah, they've already got pictures of her with the TARDIS, and I mean, she is just such a perfect fit. There's already rumors and speculations on how exactly she's going to be introduced into the Doctor's life. Not only will
Hopefully
she
it's
be
not a wedding again. Oh.
not only a wedding again. There's been everything from, it's going to be a companion that he's met younger in life. There's even the rumor that she might actually be Jenny from the Doctor's daughter, regenerated.
I didn't hear that.
That one I heard. I think that one stemmed more from the announcement of her name, Jenny.
Oh, okay.
Wildfire of, rumors.
Oh, definitely.
Either way, I am just the idea that they are introducing a new companion just reaffirms that the show's going to keep going on. Yay!
And then we got big announcements from our show itself. We have acquired BehindTheCounter.net.
That's right, we own Webbage now.
So basically, we're spinning off from the Underground Video Network, and we're going to be primarily on that point on the internet will be for us only.
Yeah.
And that way, on the Underground, if you notice that we've been adding other shows, especially the Pack Rat Show, they're in the audience today.
Woo, Barrett!
That was newest last week, and we're going to continue with that, and then hopefully we'll have some other stuff. We've been talking about crossing over with them, so I decided that we're going to spin us off into our own little domain. That way we can set up, and then when you do your interviews, the actual interview stuff, which you...
Okay, no, just keep going. Underground, BehindTheCounter.net, which, by the way, it's .net. Don't accidentally look up BehindTheCounter.xxx. Things you can't unsee, filed under. That domain name, by the way, is taken. I just wanted to get us out there, but get those accidental, web types, but yeah, just don't. But as Richard eloquently, before I ruined it, segued into, one of the new features we've added to Behind the Counter was our Cosplay Corner. The opportunity where I've gotten to get in touch with some of the bigger names in the cosplay community. As you know from like a previous interview, we actually got the chance to talk to Queen Riot, Abby Riot, which was a fantastic at OhioCon. Before that, I had the pleasure of doing a written interview with Abby Darkstar, who is a fantastic cosplayer, a wonderful person. This segment's Cosplay Corner is going to revolve around a young lady by the name of Jenny Hashimoto, who goes by the cosplay handle Most Flogged. We're gonna cue the picture right here. When I raise my hands, I want everybody to go, woo! Here's a picture. Woo! All right, one more. Woo! And this one we're gonna do on purpose, go, damn! Damn! That's right. Check out our website. I will have the interview up here really soon. She was a fantastic person to talk to. You can see her work on DeviantArt. We'll have the graphics right here with the actual web address, but because we can't afford actual holographic, web addresses, that'd be so cool. Holodeck coming soon. So yeah, look forward to seeing that on our actual Facebook page and our web page. Jenny Hashimoto, Most Vlog, wonderful. Keep your eye open for it. I'll be bugging you people with it later on the website.
And that's all for the news on this episode.
That's right.
Okay, this is where we usually break, then we do our stuff, and then we usually sit here and talk for another half hour to figure out what we're doing. If we actually was doing the show, I don't know if you guys have the experience, but we always stop in the middle and then we get confused and stuff sometimes.
So did you read that one book? No? Okay, I won't talk about it then. What about this one? That was okay. Well, you have any feelings about it? No, not really.
Okay, so this is the part where we're going to go into our 20th anniversary.
That's right. This is a special occasion. Not only are we shooting here at Gem City, we're doing it for a specific reason. Richard, we are celebrating Underground Video Network's 20th anniversary.
Yeah, it was like 20 years ago. It was like on February the 14th of 92. I went and saw that movie, Wayne's World. It came out. I said, hey, I can do this. I mean, it's just in front of local access. I was actually working for the cable company at the time, still do, and I was playing around and we got it hooked up and we was actually live on the air and we broadcast an exit sign.
Yep.
And the thing was, we actually had someone watch that exit sign. So Friday nights in our little community of Kenton, Ohio, there must not be much to do because actually people talk to me about, what was you doing up the cable or at station that night doing that? I go, oh, okay. So we go, well, if we can get an audience just to watch that exit sign, we should be able to try to do a show. So I went on and did sort of like what nowadays is like a video blog. Basically, that's what I did. I went on, I was talking about movies, comics, and stuff that I liked at the time. It was more just movies because I was really into movies and wanted to do movie reviews, and I thought that'd be more for a general audience in the area. So I did that, and I was on there for a few times, and I guess I was kind of failing because my friend Gary, he decided to come up to the show. So this is the time for Gary to come up and introduce himself. So Gary came on the show about that time. It was
Pet that pig.
It was about this time, wasn't it? It was around April you came on, wasn't it? 'Cause I started
you'd done a couple shows, and I'd seen them, and I don't know if you asked me or if I asked you. Hey,
it was a combination, yeah. Because I
got
tried to
it.
ask some other friends, and they weren't going to do it, and then I said something to you, and you decided to come up, and
Right.
that's where the show kind of evolved from there.
And it was a totally different animal than what this is right now, in the fact that obviously it was live. So if you made the mistakes, you just kept going right along.
Oh yeah,
with it,
definitely.
and,
We had some.
I would have loved
a lot of
that.
mistakes. Not only was it live, but we had a phone.
Oh yeah,
A
people
phone right there
call
on our
in.
set where people could call in all the time, and a lot of times we're just taking a phone call and there was dead air. Richard would be looking at me. I'm talking to somebody on the phone. And,
It's like, yeah. And then we started working with the local pizza places, getting pizzas.
Yeah, we started having
and we would
contests.
literally have a contest, and we would have the pizza delivered while the episode was actually airing.
Yeah.
Because we would cut to a segment, we would have pre-recorded, Nunzio usually.
yeah, we did little skits that we would also show on the side, and
And-
we didn't put a whole lot of time and effort into those skits.
It was the
but,
VHS world. We actually
Yeah.
had our video camera hooked into a VHS deck to the modulator that broadcast back to the whole community. So we could just go on live, hit a button, and the video would work.
It was a lot of fun. It was, I guess when we first did it, you're not even really thinking of anybody watching it.
We still don't.
At
Look
the
around.
time, but
I
then,
still don't know how to operate the idea that nobody watches. So
Well, but it ended up, being a small town, more and more people started coming up to us. And of course, the funny thing is a lot of people come up and they go, oh, what's that show? What are you doing? I don't understand what it's supposed to be, type thing. And it was different than what these guys have, they're a little more professional on it. But, you guys, I get, you talk mostly about comic books and games and things like that, as we're, we try to be a little more wide wide scope as far as, we talk comics, movies,
Boxing.
sports. Yeah, we have boxing, football, just
Sports.
all over the place.
And we try to
That's
do the
that,
local.
that's that genre with the balls and the
yeah,
throwing and
yeah, we talked about
sweating,
balls
right?
and stuff.
Ah,
You've probably done
it's
that
not-
every now and then on the show too.
It's one of them things, but it was fun for.
Yeah.
We ran from '92 until February of '95, and then we just went on our own ways after that.
Yeah, then you end up starting doing your own.
Yeah, because I tried to start it up again in 2000, because it was UVN 2000. I was having the Demolition Derby action and some other stuff that you've seen on my on my YouTube channel and stuff, and it all kind of evolved from there. Then I got with a couple friends over in Lima at the Comic Connection, and I said, hey, I used to do this show. Would you guys like to try it? And they sat down behind the counter, we filmed, and thus Behind the Counter became. And that was in 2002, and that lasted until 2005, and then the local access channel literally went away in Lima, and then we moved online after that.
Yeah.
And then we did some shows, and then we started even just filming from your.
Oh God, where haven't we filmed? My garage, my basement, my office.
Yeah, we've been around. Then we went back to the comic store in Alder
Yeah.
Egos, where we're filming at right at the present, and then we're always going out to conventions and looking for other places to film. So
Yeah.
we're at 207 for Behind the Counter.
If you want to get a really good idea of the scope of how much time has passed since Richard started this and to where we are now, online right now you can still pick up some of the classic episodes from when we were at Comic Connection.
Oh yeah.
It was mostly Dave and Peanut who couldn't be here today. I popped in every once in a while. If you look up those old episodes, you will see that I went from this to this. That gives you an idea of how much time has passed.
It's a good look
3
for
weeks. Yeah, you really get. It's something else to go back through and watch all those old episodes and just how much has
It's
changed.
It was, and I have some of the older stuff that you and me did, so that might be popping on throughout the year. We're going to try to do another best of video, and we talked about doing that and stuff. So
Which I really want to point out. I'm being really serious here. When you go back through and you watch all the old episodes from years back, before Comic Connection, take a look at what's out there now. You've got all these shows sprouting up about comic books, the geek culture. 20 years we've been doing this. I mean, this man right here has been on the forefront of this for 2 decades. I mean, there are shows out there right now who I really love, and I watch their stuff, but I'm sitting there also thinking, we were doing that back in,
Yeah.
the 80s and 90s, and I mean, I think you'll agree with me. I don't want to speak out of turn. A lot of the shows that are out there now focus on the bigs, the big conventions, the big celebrities. Our focus has always been shows like Gem City.
oh yeah, we was always covering Ohio.
Yes.
I've always decided Ohio would be our stopping ground. Who needs to fly all the way to San Diego for a con? There's one in our own backyard.
Yeah.
And I've been very emphasized throughout the years, Ohio. I mean, we go down the old Mid-Ohio before it got bought out. But, I mean, that was a good show. I mean, Gary and me had gone back to Mid-Ohio, the second one, all the way to now, I mean, we've been doing cons and doing stuff. But there's always been stuff in the backyard to do. Champion City is
Yeah.
a good one over in Springfield. There's Cincinnati Comic Expo. And there's other shows besides just the comic book shows that goes on, because we've actually gone to other different conventions. Peanut and me actually popped into the Midwest Haunters convention last year.
Yeah.
And that was a wild trip. I mean, we got to see how a haunted house gets put on. You
Right.
know? I mean, it was different things going on. So we're just not comics. We're trying to be a total geek culture.
Right.
And the show itself, what we're trying to do now is more emphasize on people who's not really into the comics. I mean, there's a lot of shows out there that just tries to sell a comic book or here or there, or actually they're more for the comic book community, which
The niche, yeah.
the Pack Rat show. You guys, you broadcast right for your audience, which is great. We're trying to become something a little bit bigger, something a little different, and we want to get to the outside audience for people who may not even read comics, and that's what I love, because right at the point right now is where I feel that I want to try to bring some other shows together. I've been talking to you guys, I've been talking to some other independent producers, and we're trying to form a network, and I truly would love to see a true independent network. Who needs CBS, ABC, NBC, and all the different channels? We can do it ourselves right here online, and I know there's some other people trying to do the same thing. I mean, YouTube is there. We can
Exactly.
take advantage of it. Go out. I mean, I use blip.tv also to host our stuff. We're on iTunes. We're everywhere now. I mean,
Yeah.
who thought back in the day you could just plug in and just talk to everybody in the community? You know, that's one thing. But I saw this back even then, because I even talked to you. I wish there was more ways we could get the show out to more people, because I wanted to talk to everybody.
Well, that's the thing too, and Michael kind of touched on it. Even though, like back when I did the show and I was his co-host, it was kind of like it is when you watch it with Michael now. I talked a little bit more, as where Michael talks a little bit more. But Richard is the brainchild behind.
Oh God,
this.
yes, I credit
he
him.
puts it all together. He might
Yeah.
not talk as much on camera, but without him, there is no.
No, this man right here is the heart and soul of Underground Video Network, and I for one feel privileged to have been able to be a part of this, especially when you learn that the show's been going on for 20 years. Just to be a part of this culture. I mean, Richard introduced me to. I've always considered myself a geek, hardcore, but it's Richard and Underground Video Network that has really submersed me in that culture. I lived in a bubble, and Richard, not to sound dirty, but he popped my bubble and he got me out into the world. I have met so many. God, I think that was the other appeal to our show as opposed to the big network shows is, yeah, we can go and try to get the big celebrities, you know, like your Bruce Campbells and your, you know, William Shatners and your, you know, your John Favreau's. But the thing about it is, though, we focus on the little guy.
Anybody that's an independent producer in Ohio,
Yes.
I think, has been on our show.
We have talked to so many talented people who the big networks would just glaze right over. Who are you? Why do we care? No, okay. But these are some genuinely talented people. Let's list a few of them. Molly Durst, sweetheart. I probably would never have met her if not for Richard in the show. Daria Nagari, who's here at Gym City. I wish I would have wrote it down. There are so many people that we've met through this show.
Oh yeah, there's everybody from Sean Forney, who was our
Sean
first
Forney,
on
there we-
Behind the Counter.
Yes.
Then we had Chad Lambert. We've had everybody, you know,
Josh Medor.
Twilight Star Studios.
Twilight
we
Star-
basically
yes.
pimped them more than anybody. Okay,
Yes.
Bill, you like that Twilight Stars? Go to their new website they just launched. We try to emphasize on the local Ohio crew, you
Yes.
know, and I just have a feeling that Ohio is, well, technically the third largest state for comic books.
Yeah.
And then this is a good market, and there's stuff being published all the time, and that's what we try to do. We want to promote everybody in the area.
Yeah, because you know what? There are people. Let's just throw a dart at the map. Arkansas. People that live in a suburb of Arkansas can't turn on the TV without seeing something about like Wizard World or San Diego Comic-Con.
Well, San Diego's the main one.
San Diego's the main
I don't really
one.
knock you because I've never been there technically. You know?
No,
So I
it's a
can't
fantastic
really
event.
but it's so huge, and you go out there, and I just have a feeling I would be lost. You know, I mean, I will walk in, there'd be just so many people. I don't even know if I could enjoy myself.
Exactly.
I mean, I talked to people who's gone there. They said it's a great show and go out. But I love coming here. I walked in the door, and 20 people knew me right as soon as I
Yeah.
walked in the door. I love coming to these little Ohio shows. That's what I love.
And that's the great thing, because like I said, you know, shows like San Diego don't need the publicity. They get enough of it already. People need to be reminded that there are Comic-Cons, and not just Comic-Cons, conventions of every nature from coast to coast that just don't get the attention. And it would be nice, we focus on Ohio, and it would be nice if, not to sound like the diva, but if like somebody, like I said, in Arkansas saw our show and said, you know what, if those schmucks can do it, grab me a camcorder, let's go down to the Arkansas State Comic-Con.
Well, we got someone in Carolina who watches our show all the time.
Exactly. And you know, we would love to be able to turn to YouTube and see, man, look at this con in Maryland. This is a fantastic con. I would never have heard about it. And that's what we really try to do. We try to remind people throughout, you know, the world that there are other conventions, smaller ones, where the talent is just pure and concentrated. These are people who are hungry for attention and who have the talent to back it up. And those are the people we like to talk to.
Yeah. So, well, I appreciate you coming on the show. Gary
to be
came
here.
back 20
It
years
feels weird.
later.
Man, I want to thank Gary for coming because, like I said, Gary's been here from the beginning. I feel like I should ask your permission to be up here because I feel like I'm in your. I still feel like I'm in your guys' house.
Just like Doctor Who episode.
Like this is your guys' house, and I'm just like leasing the space right now. And at any
do a
moment now,
fantastic
my contract's gonna be up, and like you're off. You know.
I look at it more like Doctor Who.
Oh well.
You know.
Well, there you go. Now you've got it.
Now you're speaking my language. You know. Yes, the show has regenerated, and
And it keeps going, and I hope to keep going.
Yeah.
And like I said, I made a lot of contacts, and I hope to make the whole thing as a whole grow. You know, that's what I want to see. I want more people watching, and I hope everybody can do a good time.
But we can't do that without your support. We'll forgive everybody for missing, this current forum. But we know we always ask, check out our show, comment, like us, share us with your friends. Hopefully, like I said, somebody gets a hold of it, somebody gets inspired, and they pick up the camera and they take the reins for themselves.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for take this chance for 20 years of thinking. We want to thank everybody who has watched and continues to watch. Thank you.
Thanks.
Adios.